Hey y'all, what's for dinner? I guess I cook. I'm gonna do hamburger, gravy, and rice with green beans and biscuits. So first we're gonna start off by cutting up our green peppers. And of course, y'all know I'm going to throw that yellow onion in there. We're gonna slice it like we putting it on some burgers, all right? That's the best way to put it in. Then we're gonna take these little cute little portobello mushrooms and we're gonna slice them up nice and pretty because those gonna just melt in our mouths in this little gravy mixture. Okay, so we got our peppers. Now we're gonna go ahead and season up our ground turkey meat. That's what we doing, the healthier option tonight. You're going to season it up the way you want. Salt, pepper, ketchup. I don't know, whatever you want to put in there. We ain't going to talk about what I got in there, but we're going to go ahead and patty up these patty burgers. I can probably make about 10 to 12 depending on the pack. So we got those all set and seasoned. So now we just going to go ahead and put our peppers and mushrooms and onions and we're going to cook them down. All right. You want to cook them down. And then in that same pan, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit more of that coconut oil and we're going to put them burgers on. All right. We're going to let them burgers just cook on up. Woo! We want them a little burnt. We want to make sure we don't overcook them because that turkey meat can get real dry. You want to make sure you keep that moisture in it. All right. So once you got them cooked to your pleasure, go ahead. I'm going to throw these little second pounds in there and they're going to be real good. After they finish, we're going to go ahead and start our gravy. So we're going to scrape up all that goodness that's at the bottom. And then once that oil start getting hot, we're going to go ahead and add our flour to that. We're going to whisk it up. This is all-purpose flour, okay? Not self-rising, baby. We want to use that all-purpose and we're going to whisk, wick, whip it up, whip it up, whip it up, whip it up. When you add your water to that thing, it's going to thicken up, okay? So you got to be careful. And once you finish, then it's going to eventually look like this. Once that's done, you're going to go ahead and add all your seasonings to that. I use a little Worcestershire sauce, a little brown sugar, a little pepper salt, a little garlic powder. I love to add that brown sugar. I like a little sweet condensity style. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and mix that up, and once it's to your liking, baby, we're gonna go ahead and throw them peppers and onions back on up in there. I threw a little bit of chicken bouillon up in there just to add a little extra flavor, okay? So you're going to put them peppers and onions and mushrooms back in there and whisk it on up. Then we're going to drop them burgers in that gravy. We're going to let it tuck on up underneath there. Flip it, rub it down. Oh, no! You want to make sure it's up in there, okay? And you're just going to let that thing simmer on a Sunday. Simmer. And then we're going to go ahead and get into this next little side. I'm just going to throw some green beans on the side, okay? I already cleaned them and cut them and all of that. We're going to just throw a little garlic powder, onion powder, everything.